Donald Trump is impacting the sporting landscape. Case in point, the America and Canada ice hockey game that witnessed 3 fights breaking out in the game earlier this week. Fired up by anti-Trump and anti-US sentiments, the two teams will resume their rivalry in the four-nation final tomorrow. And while the mayhem of the last fixture is enough to make it a heated affair, Team America now wants Trump to attend the finale in the American city of Boston to add more spice to the contest. Our next report tells you more.
While the Prime Minister hugs refugees.
Canada and America, two neighbouring countries that have been long-time allies. They've seen their relations turn sour ever since Donald Trump took charge of the White House. And while the friction has impacted the political sphere, it has made the sporting rivalry a rather exciting contest. Like the ice hockey four-nation group stage fixture earlier this week, an intense rivalry in the history of the sport, but it garnered more attention with America and Canada having a go at each other in Montreal. Tempers flew all over the stadium. Punches were thrown. The ice hockey game transformed into one of fistfights. And even the 3-1 scoreline didn't stop the Americans as they continued to take jibes at the Canadian players. But surely this isn't the end of it, because the two sides will once again square off in the final. And while Canada had the home advantage last time, they will be on American soil for the finale in Boston. The Canadian fans will most certainly continue their new tradition of booing the US national anthem. But will they risk doing so, especially after the head of the state, Donald Trump, has been invited for the final showdown?
We would love it if President Trump was in attendance. We have a room full of proud American players and coaches and staff. Listen, we're just trying to represent our country the best way we can.
Every national side aspires to have the leader of the country for an international fixture, especially if it's a tournament finale. Just like how Justin Trudeau was in attendance for the earlier clash in Montreal. But the invitation to Trump isn't just because of that. Ever since Trump became the US president last month, the Republican has floated the idea of making Canada the 51st US state. He has also threatened to impose massive tariffs on Canadian imports. All these factors have resulted in friction between the two nations. And that political fallout has also fueled their ice hockey national team and its fans, who sought inspiration in the last game.
I think there was a little bit of a political flair to it. It's just the time that we're in. If you let it get the better of you, then you're in trouble. But I do think the players used it as inspiration.
Trump's motto of making a political statement in every event he attends is quite well known. He did that at the Super Bowl with the military salute during the US national anthem. A statement to prove his feelings about the black national anthem. So it won't be all too surprising if Trump does attend the hockey final in Boston. Because he has more than one reason to be a part of it. First, to add more star power to the feisty face-off. Second, his nemesis, Justin Trudeau, attended the first round. And Trump might want to show the Canadian leader that if he can do it, then the American president surely can do it better. Yes, he would need to find some time from his busy schedule, but flying to Boston shouldn't be a difficult task for the American president if the stakes are so high. A pre-match golf game and then a flight to Boston to make the ice hockey finale a grand affair and stamp his authority.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we put together for you. Touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout this week. Yes, Hindu Mandir in we're on our way to Tel Aviv. Measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
We were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote effort. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 4.3 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.